G'day one and all, welcome back to the Rob Pop YouTube channel, your #1 pit stop for all things Eurovision. And if you can't tell by that weird intro, I'm about to react to Australia's entry for Eurovision 2024. That's right, I'm going to attempt to put the bad accents away. I like to think I can do an Australian accent. Lucas!
What was that?
I think we can clearly see the Australian accent that I think I can do. Clearly I'm lying to myself. But on today's video, we are going to be reacting to Electric Field's song One Milkali, One Blood, which will be representing Australia at Eurovision 2024. There wasn't a lot of talk about Australia this year. All that we kind of thought could happen is Dannii Minogue might be entering. Then we thought Dami Im might be entering, and it turned out that Electric Fields, who tried to represent Australia in 2019 and came second with their song 2000 and whatever, had been internally selected this year with their song. I really liked that song 2000 and whatever. I didn't like it better than the song that they actually ended up picking, which I believe was Zero Gravity that year, which is a big favourite of mine. But there's no doubting that these two, they're an indigenous electronic music duo, really do stand out and have such a distinctive sound, which for me, it makes me very excited to see what they're coming into Eurovision with. But before we do begin, it would be amazing if you could subscribe to this channel. My main mission this entire Eurovision season was to hit 500 subscribers, and we have smashed through that, but that doesn't mean I don't want more of you to join this Eurovision family. I love hearing from you down below in the comments and just you joining me along on this journey, because Eurovision 2024 is shaping up to be a good one, and I've got so many videos yet to come. So if you want to join me for a campo gay old time, that is what you're going to get from this Brit, along with a cup of tea. So if you fancy that, then hit subscribe and join me along for the rest of this 2024 season. This is Electric Fields, One Milkali, One Blood in brackets. Let's see what they're bringing. So we're getting a music video here, and just from the look of them already, I feel like it's going to be a very honest, soul-bearing song. Interesting production choices so far. This is interesting for Australia to go to, just using a bit of different language choices here. Infusing their indigenous roots in here. I feel like this is feeling a bit bare at the moment, like production-wise. It's feeling a bit like it's not hitting, but we'll see. I do like this kind of pulsating 80s thing in the background, very Robin. I feel like the song doesn't have a lot of levels, it doesn't have a lot of ups and downs. Like, this is kind of the chorus, but the production doesn't take it in enough journey. I like this bit, the actual hook of it. I have no doubt the vocals are going to be smashed on stage, and that's going to be the saviour of this performance, but the song isn't really there for me, it's bare. I don't think this video is helping, to be fair. There's nothing going on in the video, so I don't know. I'm a bit bored. It's nice. It's not that different, and it's not that unusual. 1 out of 3 on the Kath and Kim scale.
Has the world gone mad? Or have I?
I am not won over by this on first listen, I can't lie. I feel like it all feels like it doesn't really go anywhere from the first second to the last. It all just saunters past in a way that kind of makes you go, well, this is kind of nice. But not in a way that really conjures up much emotion or reaction out of you. I feel like the production is not even at 80%, I would say we're at 50%. It felt very demo-ish, a bit too light on the piano feel, a bit too light on the punch, everything just felt like it was a bit tame. And if it's one thing I don't think of this duo being, it's tame, because I think they're a very standout duo. I can't think of anyone who really does what Electric Fields do. I would love to have heard this song take more chances. I would love to see it come out with more oomph. I just feel like Electric Fields are capable of that, and this song is not a demonstration of their capability. I think it plays everything a little bit too basic. I did like hearing in the incorporation of the didgeridoo. There were some interesting instruments in there, but they were so sparingly used that I'm having to hark back to remember when they were used. I think they could have really incorporated them throughout the song a lot more. It just felt like there were the ingredients there for something exciting, and they've just not been left in the oven for long enough. The base isn't cooked. It's a floppy pizza. A floppy pizza with some nice toppings, but they've just not been in the oven for long enough. So I don't want to eat it. I don't think the visual particularly helped either. The way that they were just sort of staring at you the whole time as well was kind of a choice. But it kind of fitted that feeling that I have that the whole thing felt a bit low budget. I don't want to just slam on this because, again, I still haven't heard a really bad song this whole Eurovision so far, and this isn't a bad song, but I always say in these videos that sometimes being forgettable and a bit bland and a bit basic is almost worse than being bad, because you've really got to stand out at Eurovision. But I know who they are as performers, and I think they're capable of a really good studio performance. So there are ways that I think they could turn this around in the live performance. I think having them wear something, their fashion needs to really play into their Aboriginal culture, something that feels really standout and really represents who they are, I think would already immediately make this song feel more exciting, because we were just staring at their faces in this video, but I think if we could get some more exciting fashion with this that represents their culture, that would really help. I think I would like some really colourful staging. I think I would love to see those vocals go off, because we know that the lead singer's vocals are fantastic. I would love to see chances taken on those vocals. But I think they would have to do a lot to change this to really switch up the excitement. And as it is, I'm afraid this is a really good year. 2024 is not the year to be sending something sort of boring, something that's halfway there, because I think so many countries are bringing something very exciting this year. Australia, they find themselves in the first semi-final. We're talking a semi-final that has Baby Lasagna. We're talking a semi-final that has Bambi Thug, Sylvester Belt, Windows 95 Man, Raven. I think there's going to be some really standout stage shows here, some big televote songs. When you throw this into the mix, I think this gets lost. And I'm always kind of low-key rooting for Australia, because I think they always have to go kind of above and beyond. They have to give 110% to really get the votes at Eurovision, because I think the public are just reluctant to vote for them anyway. So I think they do just have to go that bit harder. And unfortunately, I think we're already at a back foot here, because I think this song does not take that extra step. But that's what I think. What do you think? Am I not giving this song the credit it deserves? Is this a great Australian entry for you? Or do you agree with me? Do you think this could get lost? Is this not at the top of the Australian echelon? Do let me know what you think. Give this video a like if you enjoyed what you saw, and hit that bell if you want notifications every time I upload a video. But for now, I'm going to retire my Australian accent, and I'm going to hope that you all don't hate me, because one day I would love to go to Australia. But for now, sending my love to all the Australians watching this. Hope to see some of you in Malmo. Good night.